Place is a mess, but I wanted some video footage of the grow space. Like, it's taken me forever to get as organized and as operational as it currently is. We have lost a snake due to the whole process. Only a garter snake, but nonetheless, it was a part of the family. I kind of want to show. Song's really cool, but I kind of want to show how quiet it is, because right now I don't have an Arduino system connected. I am using analog temperature and timing controls. Damn it, I put the remote control down. There it is. Alright, so if we pause this, so the heating mechanism, so the heating pads and the fan, and they're all connected to a temperature probe. So it only heats up when the temperature drops below 70. Here, I can press this. 73. It has to drop below 73 for the fan to kick back on and for the heaters to kick back on. So my ambient temperature in the room is 72 degrees at 39% humidity, and there's another probe over there by the window, by the edge of the window, all the way in the back there. So that gives me a good gauge between what the temperature is in the room opposed to what the temperature is by the window, because the window is obviously the coldest point. So, and with everything right there, it's a trick, you know? So I'm not humidifying the air right now, which on the one hand makes me nervous, but I was having humidifier problems, and the one thing I want to avoid is oversaturation. Oversaturation is a lot harder to deal with than undersaturation. So I'm going to get a humidifier to increase the ambient humidity, which will make it easier for me to control the humidity in there. So, like, just to show you, so I actually have the temperature probe in that glass of water with the basil clones. That way it's actually measuring how cold the water itself is, since that's going to be a couple degrees colder than the air. So because I wanted to get the water up into the 70s, low 70s, but I don't want it to like go over 75 degrees, especially the water. And I want the ambient humidity or ambient temperature to stay around 75 or a little below. So by measuring the temperature, it works as an anticipator on a thermostat. By measuring the temperature of the water, it works as like an anticipator on a thermostat, and it gives me that grace, because the water is going to cool down faster as well. So, like, the fan ain't going right now, and I can't really even, I'm trying to actuate the fan by cooling that water, but it won't work because, and this is how it was going before when I had the probe just on the side of like some of these planters. I could, just by misting, decrease the temperature, and that would click the fan on and the heating pads on. But I don't want to perpetually be heating, then things get too hot and dry out. And I don't want to not be heating or have to control that manually. So this way, like I said, having the temperature probe in the water, because I'm doing soil and manual aquaponics, if you will, just by adding some of the paludarium, or however you pronounce it, paludarium. Anyway, the fucking terrarium with the frog in it. All right, let's see if we can see her. Oh yeah, look. That's her. Say hi, Maya. You're famous now. That's the little froggy. That's a good view of her. I haven't been able to. She's been hiding a lot, so to get this much of a clear shot of her, you know, she's just starting to come out into the open and hang out. She's been croaking and everything lately. Yeah. Look at her. Yeah. So that's Maya. She's got 3 goldfish that live in there with her. And which I don't know if we can get to come and hang out. I've seen one of them. I don't know. I think the sleeping patterns might be a little fudged up because I do have the light on for like 16 hours a day, I think, right now. So like, yeah, so like this is with it off. It's pretty fucking quiet, actually. Like I'm talking at a very reasonable level. It'd be hard to hear me if you weren't in the room with me. But yeah, this is all. I'm using a turtle pump to work as a water recycling filter. I'm worried about oxygen levels. That's like my big problem right now. I don't have an air stone in the tank, so it's just not like a lot of room left with everything else. So I'm trying to minimize how much shit I put in there. Hence why I don't really want to just use a water heater, like a direct water heating unit. I found all this moss. So like there's a couple different varieties of moss growing on the top of these. I'm trying to propagate that. I'm actually having better luck growing the moss in the terrarium. Yeah, that's sort of my own little makeshift design. I like DIY'd the fuck out of that. Oh boy, I just wanted to. I had her in this thing, like upright, vertical, and then built a door for it, but didn't really give her any room. So it gave her like some height, but she's not really a hopper. She likes to swim and just chill. So this way she's got some area to explore. She's got some vertical height to deal with, but it gives her more water, which is what she seems to like to chill in the most. So as you can see, it's all got like stadium seating here. So this is a cart. This cart I kind of jerry-rigged, so it's hard to see it all. So I jerry-rigged the cart to be able to put all the plants pretty much on that, and they're done in rows, like stadium rows. And the cart itself wheels out of that corner. And then the aquarium is using a light from this as well. The plants are backed by a mirror, so that reflects a lot of the light, thankfully. So when it's all closed up, this light's all real easy, big casters. When it's all closed up, I have access to it from the right side, and I have a little window from the left side that I can kind of do some misting and general maintenance if I need to. I can even come over here to the far left around the aquarium and kind of get to stuff if I had to. I want to get another light, and yeah. And so here, so like, this is what it looks like pretty much most of the day and night. Like, it's not very invasive, in fact, actually. I'm a little impressed with how well closed off, you know, because you buy those tents, and those tents are like a couple $100, man. Like, I whipped this together on the cheap, dude. I was really hoping that the the fan would kick on while, because even with the fan going, it's really not much louder. Like, the fan is suspended with some bungees, so there's no rattle. Yeah, the pump isn't loud, for the aquarium. The water smells a little brackish, so I would prefer it I don't know. I'm hoping if I change the filter, it'll be a little bit better. But yeah, that's the grow system. The plant heating pads and the heating pad underneath the aquarium are on the same circuit, so they're temperature controlled as well, by that same probe. Yeah. So that was what we were gonna play as a soundtrack. I don't think that's. Can you see what that is? A little ziggurat. Anyway, enjoy your day, I guess.